So it's the morning after England's narrow victory against Wales at Twickenham. Let's get into England player ratings. Welcome to this video supported by Lifting Giants. So out of 10, Joe Marler, he's there to anchor the scrum, and the scrum was fine. It wasn't destructive, it was okay. He put in some decent hits. He's going to be slow around the pitch, we have to accept that. So nothing disastrous, did his job, 5 out of 10. Jamie George, I'm impressed with his leadership. I'm going to give him some credit for his leadership because it's 2 games that England have been under the pump and they've kept calm and come back both times. I love the way that the captaincy sits quite easily on his shoulders, how he interacts with his players, how he interacts with the referee as well. His throwing was okay, maybe not his best in the line out. A really good hook straight to Earl's feet for Ben Earl's pick up and go try, so that was really good. He's not going to be the quickest, the biggest, the most powerful around the park, so it's going to limit his mark overall, but I think a 7 out of 10 for him. The other guy in the front row is tight head Will Stewart, and he gives his all. I don't think he's not performing well by what he can do, if you like. I just think he's a little bit limited at this level, maybe a bit out of his depth. Struggled a bit in the scrum at times. He likes to offer the carry, but doesn't have that big impact. Did front up with some big tackles. I think a 5 out of 10 for me. Second row wise, Maro Itoje. Once again, the pick of England's second rows. Not the quickest anymore, but a very good disruptor. Was a real pain in the bum for Wales, which is what he's best at, to be fair. Then Ollie Chesham is a bit quicker, but always a bit of a mixed bag with this youngster. I think he's a couple of years off being his best, needs to bulk up a little bit. The yellow card marked the end of England's good start. He has a settled partnership with Itoje, but I think Alex Colt and George Martin are going to be sniffing around his position. I don't think it's safe. For me, I'm giving him a 5 out of 10. Ethan Roots. We've seen 2 good games for Roots now, and we can see the big strength of his game is carrying the ball in heavy traffic, and he's excellent at that. Didn't stand out as much in this game because there wasn't as much carrying to do. Some strong physical work, not the quickest around the park though, and got pinged for collapsing them all for his yellow card. Interestingly, England had that ball wrapped up, but if you have the ball wrapped up of the opposition's maul, you still can't deliberately collapse it. If he just falls over by itself, you're going to get a turnover, but the temptation is to bring it to ground to get that turnover quicker, so he got pinged for that, giving him a 5 out of 10 as well. Sam Underhill, a tackling machine for sure, put in some huge shots. Now, that is true, but also compared to an open-side flanker like Tommy Raffel, his opposite number, you could see he was shown up for speed and effects at the breakdown. Can he offer that? I'm not sure. He's still a good player. Is he a great open-side anymore? Question marks there, giving him a 6 out of 10. Then the pick of England's players, Ben Earl, a class act, all power and ferocity. He has good footwork, a burst of acceleration. Easily England's most potent ball carrier, and his burst off the base of that scrum, like I said, was really good, went through 3 Welsh defenders. He needs a bit more company like this though. I'm giving this guy a 9 out of 10. So just a word for our sponsor, Lifting Giants. No need to muck around cutting out foam for lifting supports anymore. We now have a fully scientifically tested set of lifting blocks you can get your hands on from Lifting Giants. Code RugbyAnalyst10, link in the description below. Alex Mitchell, an okay performance. At times he looks a little lost. I think that's just his facial expression sometimes, but he does get a little bit lost. I want a bit more confidence from my 9s. I've said that plenty of times before, but some big box kicks, and he does burst from 9, which is vital for England because they don't have a lot of running threat in the back line, so that's an important attribute he brings to phase play attack. 7 out of 10. George Ford I found fairly hard to score actually. He put some forced flat passes in early on that doesn't give the ball carrier much time to catch the ball before the tackler is upon them. So a fine line there, but I think he took it a bit too far. Missed both conversions, but then he came back into the game and used his experience to great effect with some brilliant tactical kicks in the second half. The 50-22 may be a match winner. His hands at 10 in the wet are still impressive, so a 7 out of 10 for him. Elliot Daly. This game and the Italy game I think just shows us what Elliot Daly can bring and what he can't bring. Very good handling again, good kicking, his chasing is good, but he just doesn't have that pace and power to really threaten on the wing, so it's hard to know what to score him. He's part of that blitz defence, of course, which can make you look pretty bad, and he made one bad error there. I don't know if he can do much more, but I just don't think he has it at the top level anymore. 6 out of 10 for this game. Fraser Dingwall. Again, similar to the Italy game. He knows rugby inside out. He's a good passer of the ball. His positioning is good. He's just simply not blessed with the genetics for international inside centre. His carries lack punch, and George North ran over him pretty badly a couple of times. He was in the right position to take the final pass to dive over the line. I'm giving him a 5 out of 10. And Henry Slade as well. Some nice handling and kicking, but physically doesn't have that pace or power to threaten. The blitz defence can make him look like a hero or a 0, but he is fully committing, and I still think he was the best of the centres. 6 out of 10. Tommy Freeman still looks dangerous every time he touches the ball. Didn't get as much as he'd like in this game, but his defence is really impressing me from the wing. Hammer-like tackles. He looks very reliable tackling out there. A guaranteed starter. 7 out of 10. And finally, in the starting 15, Freddie Stewart, this was his sort of game. Wet game, kicking him the ball a lot, took some beauties coming from a long way back, made some useful thrusting runs, although I think it's fair he isn't the most balanced runner. He tripped himself up and he fell over changing direction, which he has done in multiple games, but still very effective versus Wales's high bombs, diffused an awful lot there, so an 8 out of 10 for this game. With the subs, less time to judge, so we can only judge on what they did, so the scores are for their chunk of time. Theo Dan, again impresses off the bench, makes really good impact, 7 out of 10, really consistent work from him. Ellis Genge adds some much needed pace to the front row, so 6 out of 10. Cole came on and Genge and Cole did well in the scrum, but I think that's because the Welsh replacements in the scrum weren't the best, so 6 out of 10 for him. Cole's put himself about, made some good interventions, 6 out of 10. Cunningham South, brilliant off the bench. This kid is special. We want to see him more, if not a start. His tackles, his carries are like small explosions. 8 out of 10 for impact there. Danny Kerr came on and saw out the win, did fine, 6 out of 10. And then such a shame we didn't see Finn Smith or Faye Wabusu. Italy and Wales are going to be the two weakest teams. We need to get big time into these guys in these games, and it didn't happen. I know the game was tight, I understand that, so no score for them because they didn't come on. So please let me know what you think of all those scores. Pop your scores below, that would be awesome, and I'll catch you next time.